NRATV with Colion Noir.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Seeing Live. I'm Colion Noir. Our first guest comes from the organization called Shoot Like a Girl, and her name is Karen Butler, and she joins us live now. How's it going, Karen?
It is a beautiful day in Alabama. A little rainy, but we're good.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a beautiful day here in Dallas
today?
as well. Oh, I'm doing good. Like I was saying, beautiful day in Dallas. I'll give it about 30 minutes and see how long that lasts. I'm pretty sure it'll change on us here shortly. But tell us about Shoot Like a Girl.
So Shoot Like a Girl is a company with a mission to empower women to participate in shooting sports with confidence. And we do that. We have a semi-tractor trailer. Yes, I do own a Freightliner. My mother still can't believe it. But we...
Hello?
A semi-tractor trailer that has a mobile range inside with a military-grade firearm simulator. And
Really?
Ladies can shoot a pistol, rifle, and bow in a safe, controlled environment under the care of an NRA-certified instructor and an archery coach.
Oh, wow. That's that was a mouthful, and that's actually kind of impressive. So how long has this organization? How long have you been doing this?
Yeah, I started in 2008, and I really started it because I wanted more women to understand that confidence that comes from shooting. You as a shooter understand, you really can't explain to someone what the self-satisfaction is like when you aim at a target, you squeeze the trigger, you hit where you're aiming. It's just a great feeling that can translate to all areas of your life.
Absolutely. And so as far as the catalyst, so why do you think it's so important for more women to get involved in shooting and the shooting sports in general, actually? Hello?
Well, shooting sports in general, honestly, it's because of that confidence. So, heart disease is killing women faster than anything else right now. And we need to find something to do to relieve that stress. And shooting sports is a great stress reliever, not to mention taking responsibility for our personal protection when it comes to firearms use, but then just really the quality time that you can spend with your family at the range, at the archery range, at the firearms range, shooting competitions. It's just a great sport that really anyone can do. It doesn't discriminate against your physical fitness level.
Absolutely. And so from your experience, what is usually the biggest hurdle for a lot of women to start getting involved in the shooting sports?
Yeah, it's silly really to think about, but we're scared. We're scared that we're going to get hurt or hurt someone we love. We're scared we're going to look silly trying something new. And then we are scared that we can't. Honestly, that fear of can't will drive more women away from something new than anything else. And it's kind of like, you can YouTube, girls who shoot, and you're going to see people that were dressed inappropriately, shooting way too powerful firearms for them, or they've been handed a slide and not taught how to rack it back, so they think they can't, and it just gets reinforced. And so what we do at Shoot Like a Girl is we break down all those barriers, and we show them that they can, and if they choose to, they absolutely can shoot.
Gotcha. So in your mind, do you think online videos tend to be more of a hindrance more so than a motivator for a lot of women to get involved in shooting?
Not when we watch videos like yours.
Flattery will get you nowhere. But so considering that, for you, what are the steps that you take to kind of serve as the initiative for women to start getting into shooting? Is there something specialized that you do in order to kind of get women to that comfort point so that they even entertain the idea of getting involved in shooting?
Absolutely. That's what our mobile range is all about. Right
Gotcha.
now, we're on a coast-to-coast tour. Already this year, we've had over 1,500 women shoot with us. And what's really exciting, I just retired from civil service as a civilian in the Army, and I measure everything. And right now, we're tracking that about 72% of the women that shoot with us are actually committed to buying a gun.
Wow.
And it's awesome, but we do that through the this program. I mean, you go into our trailer, it's like a showroom.
Yeah.
It's comfort level, you know, it's high class. And the ladies, the instructors that we have, you know, we put together the greatest team of instructors that we can find across the country. And we fly them in from wherever their home station is so that we know we're bringing the best instruction to these women and just really encouraging them. Sometimes all it takes is a little encouragement and saying, hey, yeah, you can do it. And look at me, I do it. It's easy. It's fun. If I can, you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, have you noticed that there's a particular style that a lot of women tend to gravitate to in terms of different styles of shooting?
No, I haven't noticed that. In all honesty, we really are just about giving them the introduction to the pistol and the rifle. I will tell you, though, that when women shoot the M4, we've got an M4 in our trailer. When they shoot it, they walk out saying, oh, my gosh, I want one of these, because they realize how much fun it is. You know, you talk about the pew pew effect. Well, they get that right in our trailer, and they want to go do that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, but you know, I've always it's interesting. When you speak, you know, I deal with a lot of women who don't really know much about firearms, and when you talk to them initially, and you show them, like, for instance, a picture of an M4, or if I actually hand them a rifle, if they happen to be in my place, you know, for them it's a very intimidating looking rifle, right up until they actually get to shoot it, like you said, and then they start to realize not only that it's an easier rifle to shoot, but then they start to realize there's a vast majority of things with respect to firearms that they thought they knew, but they didn't really know. Do you tend to see that light kind of flip on when you start teaching some women who kind of have a preconceived notion of what they think firearms are like, and then when you kind of break one mold, you kind of see the domino effect of them saying, okay, well, maybe I didn't know anywhere near as much as I thought I knew about firearms, or that all the information I had about firearms was completely and utterly wrong. Has that ever been communicated to you?
Absolutely. I mean, we have loved ones that'll bring their wives or their girlfriends up and beg us to introduce them to shooting sports, and they don't want to have anything to do with it. And as soon as they get sight aligned to that target and they squeeze the trigger and they hit the target, their whole entire attitude changes. And they might come into the trailer really looking so apprehensive. But then they walk out with their shoulders back, their head up high, big smiles on their face, talking about how much they loved it. What's really interesting for me is when we get those, what I might consider people that aren't so pro-gun that come in the trailer, and we're able to show them firearms in a whole new light. And we also strategically, we of course, I'm telling America now, but we normally don't tell people, we shoot 10 rounds at each station, and we do that on purpose so that when conversations about magazine capacities come into play, at least these ladies will remember that they shot 10 rounds at Shoot Like a Girl.
Gotcha.
No big deal.
That is really clever. I didn't think about doing that. So considering this is a woman-focused shooting group, do you ever get horror stories from some women from, like, the first time they've ever been shooting, where, like, they went on a date to a range, or, like, the first time their husband tried to teach them how to shoot?
Every day, several times a day. Unfortunately, you know, you can't always learn from your loved one, and you know, there's myths out there that women need to start with really small calibers, and really, if a woman learns the proper technique to shoot a gun, they can shoot a 9mm, 40 cal if they want to. But we get every day of women, you know, Oh, I have a story for you. So we were in Gainesville, Virginia. We were in Gainesville, Virginia, and I asked this. We have a gun counter out with all of our partner manufacturers' guns on display, you know, several of them. And so there was a lady who was working with her husband, and he was teaching her how to hold a semi-automatic. Well, she had her thumbs crossed behind the grip. And so I saw that, and I walked up. You're going to laugh. You're going to die laughing. I saw that, and I walked up, and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, can I just show you how we, you know, teach to hold the firearm?" And so I didn't tell him he was silly or anything. I just went ahead. I showed her the proper way. No kidding. The man looked at me and says, "I always wondered why my thumb got bit."
Oh, my gosh.
Kid you not.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, man. Yeah, we mentioned
you can't make this
everything.
stuff up.
That is hilarious. That is freaking hilarious. Now with Now, there's always been like this common understanding that one of the biggest problems, not biggest problems, but some of the complications that come with women getting into firearms the first time is their ability to rack the slide on a semi-automatic gun. How much of an issue is that really? Is it overblown? Is it pretty on point, or is it underplayed?
It's overblown if they're not taught the proper technique. So
Gotcha.
we teach a technique that tactical guys won't love, but it helps a woman learn the skill until she's comfortable enough to do it a different way. And what we do is we have her bring the firearm, point in a safe direction close to her body, but we have her push down more than she pulls up with the slide, push down on the firearm and kind of hold the slide still. That gives her her whole upper body that she's using to complete that task. It does the same thing, it just uses different muscle groups. And we find that most women can do that technique as soon as we teach it to them. Now, tactical guys, it drives them crazy because we'll also have them adjust their grip to get to the slide lever.
Yeah.
But it's a technique to get someone till they shoot enough to get familiar with all those actions and get that strength built up to do it in a different way.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Karen. I thank you for the work that you're doing. And honestly, I think you saved me, women like you saved me a lot of headache because I'm not necessarily the greatest teacher when it comes to teaching women how to shoot. At least I know from experience. But I definitely want to thank you for all that you're doing, and thank you for your organization.
Hey, thanks very much. We'd go to the range with you anytime. Just invite us out. We'll be there.
Absolutely. Note to self. Well, we're going to absolutely, you too. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, the latest on the Hearing Protection Act.